What's going on, everyone? So today we're going to go over how to do a put credit spread. A couple of people in my Discord asked how it looks, and I'm going to use a trade that I did earlier this week, and it helps to see it and be able to visualize it. So let's go over it. Got to get rid of all this stuff. All right, so let's keep this simple. All right, so we're going to go. This is a put credit spread, PCS, and this is our cash secured put side, which is a sell put, and this is the buy put. I say the long put side. All right, we're gonna pick two strikes. Okay, so this strike is going to be 10, and this one's going to be 9. That's our width, right? So our width is 1 or 100. That's what it's going to cost you. Now, if we were just to do a cash secured put, it's going to be this times 100, which is 1,000. And usually in buying power, it's going to cost you 2,000, okay? However, you have unlimited downside risk. All right, so you have unlimited downside risk. If this for some reason drops to 1 or 0 or reverse splits, whatever, you could potentially lose everything that you got into this. How do we mitigate that risk? We're going to do a buy put. Okay, so what happens at 9 is once it reaches 9, we're actually making money. We give up the potential because a cash secured put is bullish. We're anticipating this to go up. A buy put is, you're shorting, so you're anticipating it to go down. This middle is where the juice happens. So we ultimately want to leverage this and do as many as possible with the lowest risk possible. Right, we're going to assume that the price is, 20. Okay, the current trading price is 20, and we're going to do a 10 strike and the 9 strike. And we're just going to leverage the crap out of this. Now, how does this look on paper? All right, so right now, just as face value, we're responsible for the width between the two numbers, which is 1. So we are responsible for 100, right? It's 1 times 100 equals 100. And then buying power, you'll remove 200 in buying power from portfolio versus 2,000. Okay, so we could essentially, for the same amount of leverage, we could 5x this position. So let's put some different numbers into context to see how this works. Assume on the cash secured put side, assume you make $50. Okay, and then on the buy put side, you're going to pay $10. Okay, the difference is 40. And that 40 is going to get removed from your cost basis of 100. So technically, it's 100 minus 40 is 60 times 2, 120. Okay, we're still going to multiply this by 5. Okay. Here's the risk. If you were to do this by 5, right? That's 10 grand. And you also multiply the premium by 5, which would be 250. So you're basically putting up 10 grand for 250 in premium. zero downside protection. Versus this, okay, you're going to get 120 times 5. So your risk here, instead of 10K, it's $600, okay? And you're going to get the 40 times 5, which is 200, right? Because that's, remember, you're collecting 50, but you're paying 10. Your net is 40. So we're going to multiply that by 5. So that's what you'll collect in premiums when you take the trade immediately. Okay. So that's kind of the difference. I'm going to show you where the issue lies and why you really want this is a delta play. You need to pay attention to the delta on delta on your buy long, on your buy put long doesn't matter. Delta on your cash secured put side is what matters, okay? Because this is what we're playing against. This is a hedge against the downside. So you want to make sure your delta is probably, I really like to be lower than 10. Personally, sorry, 0.10. So that's about a 90% chance of profitability. Here's where it gets really, really weird, is we have this thing called pinning, or getting pinned. And we're gonna go to green. If for some reason, say this is earnings season, right? The stock is trading here and you're coming to expiration and you fall. Say this is after hours. And you're like, yay, I'm not gonna get exercised, everything's great. You know, this was the run up to earnings. And for some reason, you fall below your strike of 10. Say you're at, I don't know, 950. But you're not low enough to have downside protection. You can get exercised still up until 5:30 p.m. This will cancel itself out at 4, but you can still get exercised. So then all of a sudden you have your 5 contracts. All of a sudden these numbers become realized. This like 10K, all these numbers become realized. So if you're going to do this, make sure your delta is super low. Okay, that's first and foremost, absolutely first and foremost. And preferably you'll know ahead of time, but you could close early. I like to close once I get to like 60-70% profit. I like to close this, or you can roll. So I rolled a contract the other day to 2 weeks out, and it was like a difference of like $3,000. So you just collect another set of premiums. You buy to close all of this stuff. So this would be a sell to close. It'd be a buy to close, and then you do another sell to open, buy to open, and you just collect more premiums and extend your expiration date out. I'm going to show you what this looks like. Let me look up what the delta is. So unfortunately, Tesla's run up so far. It's a 2x on Tesla. But if you wanted to do something with a 10 and 9 strike and try to replicate this, here's the options chain right now that's available. $12.19 is your expiration. $10 is your cash secured put. Okay, $9 is your buy put. So this is going to pay you 69 cents. You're going to give back 50 cents. Your credit, it'll show up as a credit, is 19 cents or $19 per contract. Delta is 0.11, so that falls in our range. And your theta is the amount of money you collect every single day up until your expiration. So that would be this. So each day that goes by, you're going to collect more and more premium profit, which means your buy to close will be cheaper. Every single day you get closer to expiration. That's how that works. And there it is again. Let me know if you have any questions.